Good evening and welcome. You may now be seated. I'm Dr. Hillary Thompson, Executive Dean of the University of Washington School of Nursing. It is a pleasure to be with you all here today as we gather to celebrate the accomplishments of students from across our undergraduate and graduate nursing programs. On behalf of the students, faculty, and staff, I would like to welcome our UW School of Nursing alumni, family, and friends in attendance with us physically and virtually via live stream at this evening's ceremony. And to all this year's graduates, our sincerest congratulations on all that you've accomplished in your journey, which is culminated in today's ceremony. Before we begin our formal program this evening, I would like to take a moment to note that the University of Washington acknowledges the Coast Salish peoples of this land, the land that touches the shared waters of all tribes and bands within the Suquamish, Tulalip, and Muckleshoot nations. This evening's ceremony marks a moment of transition for each of our graduates. Since the first nursing course was offered at the University of Washington 108 years ago as a direct response for the need for nurses during the 1918 flu pandemic, the University of Washington has played a critical role in supporting the health of both individuals and communities across the state, nation, and globe. In 1923, the university began offering the first bachelor's degree in nursing, and in 1945, the School of Nursing was formally established. Throughout our history as an institution, we have remained a leader in nursing education, adapting to the ever-evolving needs across the healthcare landscape and the diverse communities we serve. From pioneering innovations in research to the evolution of nursing education, we have worked tirelessly to remain a leader at the forefront of discovery and innovation in care. In 1977, Dean Reba DeTournier helped to develop UW's first PhD in nursing science, and in 2008, we became the first school to offer a Doctor of Nursing Practice degree on the West Coast. For generations, the advances have done more than define us as a premier institution. They have played an integral role in shaping the field of nursing. And today, our next generation of graduates will carry forward our longstanding commitment to uphold our mission of advancing nursing science and practice through generating knowledge and educating future leaders to address health for all. To this year's graduates, you are not just a part of our long and distinguished history. You represent the next generation of leaders across nursing practice, research, leadership, education, and innovation. Whether you have aspirations to work in a clinical or community setting, embark on a career dedicated to research and innovation, or plan to cultivate new approaches to nursing education, you stand as a link between our school's past and the future of our chosen profession. Whatever path you dedicate yourselves to in the future, my hope is that you find in nursing is as much as understanding the importance of human connection and compassion as it is about skill, technical skill. Across your academic journey, our goal has always been twofold. First, we hope to have provided you with a solid foundation of curiosity and technical skill from which to build your future on. And secondly, a deeper belief in yourself. A belief that you have the capacity to positively impact the health and overall well-being of individuals and communities both near and far. A belief that your role within nursing profession can challenge the status quo, that you hold the capacity to cultivate change through nursing science and scholarly inquiry, and a belief that kindness, compassion, and courage will only strengthen your resolve to rise to this historic and novel challenges which you may face. While we take pride in your academic accomplishments, I also want to encourage students to take a moment to recognize all those beyond the School of Nursing who have supported you along your nursing education journey. If you have family, friends, mentors, or partners who have inspired and supported you along the way, either joining us here virtually or in spirit, please take a moment to stand and deliver a round of applause for all their love, support, and encouragement. Thank you. Please be seated. As we celebrate the next generations of nursing leaders within our University of Washington School of Nursing community this evening, we have several graduates and faculty who we would like to recognize this evening. To present this evening's awards, I'd like to welcome Dr. Jennifer Sani, Associate Dean for Student and Academic Affairs, to the stage.
Thank you, Dean Thompson, and thank you to all of you joining us for this evening's ceremony. Today's a really good day. Across our UW School of Nursing community, we are fortunate to have brilliant faculty and students who continually and consistently exemplify passion, expertise, and excellence. It is my esteemed pleasure to be able to honor a few of those gathered with us today. I'd like to begin with select faculty whose contributions to the field of nursing education stand out. Our first award is the Reba de Tournier Excellence in Undergraduate Teaching Award. This award recognizes a faculty member who inspires creative and critical thinking, fosters dynamic learning environments, integrates evidence-based practices, and honors students as active partners in their education. I am delighted to honor Dr. Mikai Wickline as this year's recipient. Next, I am pleased to present the recipient of our Excellence in Clinical Teaching Award. This honor recognizes faculty who create safe, supportive learning environments, demonstrate compassion and patience, and respect students as adult learners, honing their professional clinical skills. This year's recipient is Irene Swanberg. Our next award is the Daisy Nurse Educator Award. This award recognizes faculty who exemplify the attributes of an exemplary educator, outstanding role model, and inspirational influence of their nursing students. This year's recipient is Dr. Nicole Ardress. Now, unfortunately, she's not here to receive this award, but we will make sure we get it to her. The Sandra Ayers Excellence in Graduate Teaching Award honors faculty who inspire critical thinking, foster professional growth, model ethical leadership, and create inclusive, dynamic learning environments where graduate students thrive. This year's recipient is Dr. Kristen Childress. The Nursing Research Mentorship Award recognizes faculty who have made exceptional contributions to advancing nursing science and practice-based inquiry through dedicated research mentorship. This year, we are pleased to honor Dr. Jonica Hash. The Excellence in Promoting Diversity Through Teaching Award recognizes faculty who create inclusive and equitable learning environments that value diverse perspectives and experiences. This year, we are pleased to honor Dr. Omid Hidari. And now the presentation of the Student Awards. We are pleased to honor several students who have exemplified leadership, innovation, and commitment, all of which will help to shape the future of the nursing profession. Recipients, please walk to the stage after your name is announced. Our first student award is the Undergraduate Outstanding Student Award. The recipient of this year is Seth Gilliland. This award is for a graduating student who has demonstrated exceptional academic and professional qualities, integrating leadership, evidence-based practice, and a commitment to health equity in alignment with core goals of the nursing program. Congratulations, Seth. Our next award is the Master of Science Outstanding Student Award. This year's recipient is Mariana Gehrman. This award is presented to a master's student who exemplifies the program goals of creativity, scholarship, potential in the profession, and contributions to the community. Our next award is the Doctor of Nursing Practice Outstanding Student Award. The recipient of this year's award is Jessica Swan. This award honors a student who exemplifies the program goals of leadership, competency, clinical decision-making, and contributions to the UW School of Nursing. Our next award is the Dissertation Award in Nursing Science. This year, we are pleased to present this award to Sarah McKitty. This award honors a graduate whose research demonstrates outstanding achievement in advancing knowledge that is innovative and impactful in promoting, restoring, and maintaining the health of individuals, families, or communities. Our final award is the Daisy Student Nurse Award. This year's recipient is Aaliyah Gardner. This award recognizes a graduating student who shows a deep commitment to extraordinary clinical skill and compassionate patient care that will make a meaningful difference in the lives of people. Our next award is the Outstanding Teaching Assistant Award. This year, we are pleased to present this to Brianna Finley. This award celebrates a graduate student who has excelled in the role of teaching assistant, demonstrating exceptional teaching effectiveness, inspiring communication skills, and a remarkable ability to engage and connect with both students and faculty. Before we conclude this evening's awards presentation, we would like to offer special recognition to one member of this year's graduating class. Julia Lee has been selected as the University of Washington President's Medalist. This prestigious honor is awarded to only 2 graduating students across the entire University of Washington and recognizes the most distinguished academic records among the graduating class. Julia, congratulations. We would also like to take a moment to recognize several groups of graduating students for their exceptional academic achievement. First, we would like to recognize those Bachelor of Science in Nursing graduates who have completed the requirements for BSN Honors. BSN Honors recognizes students who have demonstrated exceptional scholarship through the completion of an honors project under faculty mentorship. Will our BSN Honors graduates please stand and remain standing? We would also like to recognize the graduates who have been inducted into Sigma Theta Tau, our International Honor Society of Nursing. Sigma membership is extended to nursing students and nurse leaders who demonstrate excellence in scholarship, leadership, and service to the profession. Will our Sigma inductees please stand? Finally, we would like to recognize those graduates receiving degrees with distinction. These graduates have achieved outstanding academic performance and will graduate with cum laude, magna cum laude, or summa cum laude honors. Will those graduates please stand? The future of nursing is indeed very bright. Please join me once more in congratulating all of this evening's recipients. Now I'll transition back to Dean Thompson.
Thank you, Dr. Sani. It's my pleasure to introduce the undergraduate student speaker for the class of 2026, Morgan Beckett, BSN. Please welcome Morgan to the stage.
Hi, everybody. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for joining us today as we celebrate the monumental accomplishment of all the graduates before you. I would also like to thank you for all the love and support you have shown while we completed our program. Many of us would not be here without you. Before we begin, I want to honor the land we stand on, land originally belonging to the indigenous peoples, the Coast Salish, who have cared for this place for thousands of years, over 10,000. Their stewardship, resistance, and continued perseverance deserve our attention and respect. A quote I loved this year by Michael Lipsy states, "You need to step outside of your culture to see the shackles it has placed on your thinking." This class has done exactly that again and again with courage, curiosity, and heart. In the natural world, diversity is what creates resilience. During my previous degree in nutrition, we learned how monocropping leaves entire fields vulnerable. One disease can sweep through and destroy everything. But when many different plants grow together, they become stronger. Each different Each difference contributes something unique, and together they create an ecosystem capable of surviving change. One of the greatest strengths of this graduating class is the extraordinary diversity. I have seen firsthand how diversity brings more solutions, more art, more joy, and more ways of being, more ways of knowing yourself. To understand the magnitude of what these graduates have achieved, I want to help you understand who they are, what they've lived through and what they've carried, what they've overcome. For the international and immigrant students, they've been navigating complex bureaucracy, discrimination, and political rhetoric targeting them and people who look like them. For our Indigenous students, carrying historical trauma, underrepresentation, land theft, racism, and erasure. Asian, AAPI, Asian American Pacific Islander, Hispanic, Latine, BIPOC community, Black and Indigenous people of color, and our multiracial students have been facing radicalized discrimination, fear in the face of ICE raids and police brutality, limited representation in medical education, and political scapegoating. For those whose first language is not English, doing the emotional labor of shifting their speech to fit in, facing accent bias, being judged as less professional, all while speaking 2, 3, 4, or more languages, showcasing how deeply knowledgeable they truly are. And what we all endure together, sorry, I think I skipped a page. What we've all endured together. We've witnessed humanitarian crises unfold in Palestine, Iran, Somalia, Myanmar, the Congo, and Sudan. We've been navigating the rising costs of living while the top 1% acquires a disproportionate share of wealth. We've hoped for a future where leadership can truly reflect and serve everyday people. Despite all of these challenges, here you are. Look around this room and you'll see that every person here carries a story of perseverance. Every graduate here is proof that hope is not passive, it is practiced. We laughed together, cried together, caffeinated together, and somehow managed to keep showing up. We found joy in each other, strength in each other, and found resilience in community. Our differences didn't just make us stronger, they made this journey richer, more colorful, and infinitely more fun. Together, we're capable of far more than any one of us could ever accomplish alone, and it's important that we continue to stand together, protecting and celebrating one another as we create the future we want to live in. During this tense social and political climate, I have seen these wonderful people find balance and resilience, showing up every day to continue their work. Should you find yourself to be a patient of one of these incredible nurses, you can rest at ease knowing your care is in the best of hands. Those in front of you are some of the most intelligent, passionate, and resilient people I've ever had the honor of meeting. So to the graduates, take a look at what you've achieved, look at who you've become. This moment is yours. You've earned every second of it. I cannot wait to hear about all your incredible future accomplishments. You've worked so hard to get to where you are today, and I have no doubt you'll continue to make major change in the field of healthcare. Change that lasts, change that betters the lives of all you serve. Wherever you go, hospital floors, community clinics, research labs, and policy rooms, you will carry the power of this community with you, and the world will be better for it. Class of 2026, graduates of the University of Washington School of Nursing, congratulations, you did it.
Thank you, Morgan. I'm now pleased to introduce Brianna Finley, our DNP, our graduate student speaker for the class of 2026. Welcome, Brianna, to the stage.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson, and good evening. I'm so grateful to be here tonight, surrounded by some of my favorite people in the world. To my family who traveled from Michigan to celebrate this moment with me, and to my partner and best friend, thank you. Your love, patience, and unwavering support carried me through more moments than you know. And to my colleagues, I can say with complete certainty that I would not be standing here without you. The shared notes, meals, encouragement, sacrifices, laughter, and care have left a lasting imprint on me, and I am deeply honored to celebrate this milestone beside each of you. It feels like just yesterday that those of us in the DMP program sat together listening to Drs. Fran Lewis and Susie Cho's spoon ceremony in our first year. The first acknowledgement of the mountains we had climbed and the ones still waiting for us. It was also a sentiment to take mountains one spoonful at a time. During that first year, we were writing group papers with classmates from completely different specialties and backgrounds. Many of us had little in common beyond being exhausted, not wanting to write group papers, and wanting desperately to improve the lives of our patients. And those few things became enough. I found myself learning from you all, the established parents, the new and expecting parents, the nurses with decades of experience, and classmates whose cultural and professional perspectives challenged and expanded my own understanding of healthcare and humanity. I remember thinking, I cannot believe I get to learn besides these amazing people, and truly that feeling has never left. When I learned that I'd been chosen as student speaker, I knew I needed help capturing what this experience meant to all of us. So I sent out a survey to the students in this room. I asked about your favorite parts of your programs, your greatest challenges, what inspired you to pursue these degrees, and what sustained you through them. The overwhelming answer was the people. Favorite part of the program, the people. What helps you get through, the people. Many of you spoke about resilience, about learning to accept uncertainty, to endure difficulty, and to continue moving forward anyway. One response referenced Dr. Lewis's spoon ceremony and the reminder to take things one spoonful at a time. Most described entering these programs because they recognized gaps in healthcare and felt called to create change for patients, families, and communities. What struck me most was that the extraordinary answers, the compassion, advocacy, courage, and vision we often celebrate in speeches like this were not abstract ideals. They are the very reasons we are sitting in this room tonight. These are the motivations that drove my classmates to sacrifice years in pursuit of better healthcare for patients during a time when healthcare workers themselves need saving. You are all incredible, and I am so proud of you. If I had answered those same survey questions a few years ago, my responses may have looked different. Years ago, I imagined success as becoming the fearless, all-knowing clinician who could handle every high-stakes emergency without hesitation, essentially becoming some version of Dr. Robbie from the pit. I measured success in adrenaline and experiences. How many of the sickest patients could I take care of? Code blue responses, certifications, and procedural expertise were my highest priorities. But if you've watched The Pit, you know that Dr. Robbie is neither fearless nor all-knowing. And today, I am far more comfortable admitting that none of us are meant to be. We are just meant to be human. I think this was solidified for me when I found myself holding my patient's hand in an elevator as we were rushing to remove a massive clot from his lungs. It was COVID times, I was exhausted, and I was convinced this man was going to die. He was deeply sedated, but somehow he was aware. When I saw him the next day, recovering and thanking me through tears for holding his hand when he was afraid, my understanding of this career changed completely. All of the skills I had worked so hard to master, out of all of them, this simple bit of human connection is still the proudest moment of my career. During the first year of the DMP program, many of our lectures focused on systems-based change, structural inequities, structural racism, and disparities in health access and outcomes. To be honest, discussing the US health system felt like confronting an overwhelming amount of grief I was not prepared to carry. So initially, I retreated toward what felt familiar, the procedures, the critical care, things I knew how to measure. But then the stories of my patients kept replaying in my mind. The patient hospitalized for asthma exacerbations because they couldn't afford an inhaler, the patient admitted for wound complications because transportation to follow-up care never arrived, the patients who died from conditions that could have been prevented if access to basic health care had existed in the first place. The patient whose hand I held, who didn't have a home to go to after recovery. After that first year of the DMP program, it became clear that everything was tied to this. I realized that part of our responsibility is being willing to face the world's grief as fellow humans and as professionals, not to become consumed by it, but to refuse to look away from it. And that responsibility belongs to each of us. That is our privilege, and that is what being a professional truly means. While it feels daunting with colleagues like you all, I feel better about facing whatever this world will throw at us. And being here today after the DMP spoon ceremony, group papers, my first year revelations, and hundreds of hours of clinical, I assumed I would feel finished, but actually I think this is only the beginning of all the studying, traveling, exhaustion, self-doubt, and sacrifice that's all led us here. And now I find myself asking the same question I asked before I even applied to this program: what comes next? And I think the key to whatever does come next is something we've all had for a while: readiness. Not because we suddenly know everything, and not because fear disappears, and certainly not because we feel perfectly prepared. I once heard someone say that readiness is not a feeling, it's a decision. Most of us are standing at the edge of everything we worked toward, waiting to feel brave enough, calm enough, sure enough. But readiness rarely arrives with still hands and a green light. It arrives with a racing heart, a shaky voice, and what if something goes wrong, playing on repeat, but still it asks you to move. Because readiness is not about perfection, it's walking into the room. It's deciding to lead the challenging conversation for the first time. It's deciding to lead the code blue. It's deciding to conduct the research study that expands care for underrepresented populations. It's advocating at the legislative level for our patients and for us. It's speaking up for a patient when you know something is not right, even if you don't know what's wrong. It's standing up to a system that removed the word professional from our degrees, but never from our truth. And most of all, it's being constantly willing to change, because change is the only constant. Readiness reminds me of when I was learning to swim in the deep end. My mom secretly took one sheet of foam out of my floaty until I was swimming in the deep end with a useless flotation device, but doing it effortlessly. If she'd asked me to jump in the deep end with no floaty just a week prior, I'd have thought she was insane. But after she told me her secret, and after I threw a bit of a fit out of concern for my safety, I felt ready, because I had already been doing the thing I was afraid of before I believed I could. And I know that sentiment applies to my colleagues today. You've survived the deep end, and tonight is the moment you finally get to see it for yourself. Somewhere along the way, you made the impossible possible. The exams, clinicals, long shifts, sacrifices, setbacks, and moments of doubt slowly transform you into the person sitting here today. Trust me when I say that this degree is not proof you're ready for more. It is recognition of the readiness, resilience, and expertise you have demonstrated long before today. I have no doubt that the same purpose that got you here will carry you to extraordinary heights, even if the climb takes one spoonful at a time. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2026.
Thank you, Brianna. It's now my great joy to introduce the next portion of this evening's program, where we will recognize our 2026 graduates. Graduates will be recognized by degree program, beginning with our Bachelor of Science in Nursing graduates. Dr. Megan Struer, Undergraduate Program Director, will join me on the stage to introduce the graduates from our BSN and ABSN programs.
Congrats. Are we ready? Thank you, Dean Thompson. It is my pleasure to introduce our Bachelor of Science in Nursing and Accelerated Bachelor of Science in Nursing graduates today. We'll begin with our Bachelor of Science in Nursing graduates. Seth Gilliand. Pierre Bagel. Olivia Puente. Ella Vaughn. Caitlin Alexander. Shaddai York. LaKenya Brimmer. Julia Lee. Emma Pitzer. Annie Tran Thien. Cadence Russin. Sophia Yappel. Sophie Elizabeth Marchant. Safia Rakshani. Harmandeep Ponder. Catherine Hoppins. Cameron Ray. Ian Jang. Yunasa Ali. Marisol Arce. Chad Shadellen. Jamie Toda. Selena Lamb. Sachmit Kaur. Samantha Liu. Dahlia Habul. Okay, got it. Matthew Aaron Alfred Nathaniel Ross. Autumn Heitzman. Lacey Westman. Riley Nelson. Danielle Sung. Sarah O'Hare. Daniel Fuller. Farhia Musa. Ashley Lowe. Anna Nguyen. Ainalam Sisai. Fatu Drame. Victoria Montenegro. Olivia Twilly. Kanan Nebiu Yilma. Tinbit Jonas. Haley Hetzel. Zoe Williams. Jen Gard. Nina Chanu. Kiana Kyprios. Maritza Garcia Hurtado. Unique Ellers. Lydia Gashiru. Got it, thank you. Hassan Tadicha. Nathaniel Kramer. William Ho. Justine Bang. Emily Choi. Lester Josh Kituriano. Christina Traon. Angela Doe. Pearl Mua. Amber Beeson. Victoria Plum. Reina Faith Menzano. Sariel Kizan. Zen Kim. Sarah Fukumura Sawada. Okay, thank you. Leslie Juarez Gonzalez. Okay. Delina Mesfin Behera. Naveen Mutharu. Catherine Kane. Thank you. Lali Noriega. Sabrina Kim. Wyatt Rivera. Manuel Lina Des. Irish Ann Tirado. Fizza Noman. Ashley Vilburn. Brittany Chitaka. Mayron Hagos Baini. We will now recognize our accelerated Bachelor of Science in Nursing graduates. Bailey Torres. Katrina Griffith. Natanya Shore. Sana Westenbrink. Karen Hoang. Jasmine Mumfree. Brianna Sturley. Jessica Casillas. Anna Behar Saucedo. Bethia Kwok. Sutyin Valerie Lau. I got it. Joyce Alcon. Erica Diga. Morgan Beckett. Melissa Opliger. Alejandro Pepino. Fintahun Retta. Lillian Milgram. Nancy Ogembo. Maria Abdullahi. Ava Mwangi. Fatima Fofana. Thank you. Thank you. Khadija Kanjira. Adeline Nadoma Egba. Sasha Wagner. Melanie Brooks. Charlita McKee. Ju Hong Rio. Jen Lee. Ashley Bernuti. I'd now like to welcome Dr. Sarah Iribarren and Dr. Andrea Hartzler to the stage to introduce our Masters of Science graduates.
All right. We will now recognize our Masters of Science in Clinical Informatics and Patient-Centered Technologies graduates. Mariana German. Look at that. Well, okay, thanks for letting us know. Okay. Pamela Crilly. It's good to see you. Jody Garcia Moberly. Hello. Congratulations. So good to see you. Likewise. Kathleen Ashbicker. All the way from Florida. I know. It's good to see you. Congratulations. Danielle Lee. Congratulations. So good to see you. Okay, we'll see afterwards. Zane Bedas. Fresh out of the press. You did great. Jessica Pill. Good to see you. Congratulations. Okay. Yes. Sarito, excuse me. Sahari Aito. Good to see you. Congratulations. Okay, we'll see after. Quinn Tran Thien. Hello. Congratulations. So good to see you. Catherine Min Stockdale. Congratulations. Good to see you. Remind me how to say your last name. Mwender. Yeah. Okay, I'll try. Okay. Biddy Mwender. Congratulations. That's a new one for me. Andrew Ramalia Swanson. Now I'd like to welcome to Dr. Bethany Rolfe with them to introduce our Doctor of Nursing Practice graduates. Congratulations.
We will now recognize our Doctor of Nursing Practice graduates. Our adult gerontology acute care nurse practitioner graduates will now be honored. Dr. Chelsea Miller and Dr. Ben Hoisington will confer the hoods. Dr. Cole Wissing. Dr. Beth Carlson. Dr. Monica Noom. Dr. Joshua Rodriguez. Dr. Brianna Finley. Dr. Geffen O-Ring. Dr. Rosie Regas. Dr. Marissa Cord. Dr. Kylie Green. Dr. Lydia Downs. Dr. Patrick Copaco. Dr. Victoria Lapman. Dr. Alicia Thomas. Dr. Lovely Saxena. Thank you, Dr. Miller and Dr. Hoisington. We will now recognize our adult gerontology primary care nurse practitioner graduates. Dr. Paula Cox will confer the hoods. Dr. Danielle Urjevec. Dr. Elizabeth Emig. Dr. Leslie Mansour. Dr. Jordan Pai Palomar. Dr. Amy Nguyen. Dr. Michelle Thomas. Thank you, Dr. Cox. Our family nurse practitioner graduates will now be honored. Dr. Choislin Thomas will confer the hoods. Dr. Patricia Lee. Dr. Rebecca Goldberger. Dr. Lisa Lee. Dr. Shableen Kang. Dr. Erika Gutierrez. Dr. Oscar Noguera. Dr. Jessa Buenavista. Dr. Janice Calzado. Dr. Gagan Gill. Dr. Carrie Hurt. Dr. Brianne Keller. Dr. Jackie Simon. Dr. Melissa Fallett. Dr. Megan Jim On. Dr. Bronte Fougere. Dr. Ravneet Kaur. Dr. Mike Mai. Dr. Chelsea McKenzie. Dr. Yoonji Kim. Dr. Daesum Chung. Dr. Teresa Donovan. Dr. Micah Ferndon. Dr. Kiani Demmert. Dr. Marie Fisher. Dr. Joanne May Armour. Thank you, Doctors Thomas and Childress. Our nurse midwifery graduates will now be honored. Dr. Ellen Solis will confer the hoods. Dr. Ayana Soverol. Dr. Jessica Swan. Dr. Corey Hartunian. Dr. Anna Tizik. Dr. Rudy Rubio Mondragon. Dr. Aliyah Gardner. Dr. Jamie Howarth. Thank you, Dr. Solis. Our pediatric clinical nurse specialist graduates will now be honored. Dr. Sarah Agtrap will confer the hoods. Dr. Jamie Newberry. Our pediatric primary care nurse practitioner graduates will now be honored. Dr. Janine Ruiz. Dr. Courtney Knockreiner. Dr. Lane Gustafson. Thank you, Dr. Agtrap. Our Population Health and Systems Leadership graduates will now be honored. Dr. Jenna Van Dranen will confer the hoods. Dr. Lisa Shem. Dr. Amanda Ho. Dr. Rosaline Buyeka. Dr. John Peralta. Thank you, Dr. Van Dranen. Our psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner graduates will now be honored. Dr. Brenda Zierler will confer the hoods. Dr. Eric Seitz. Dr. Bryce Brunson. Dr. Lucas Atencio. Dr. Jade Grun. Dr. Lisa Kurobe. Dr. Habibo Barrio. Dr. Maureen Achelano. Dr. Gabriela Cunanan. Dr. Martina Gallerin. Dr. Jareen Zhu. Dr. Danlu Chen. Dr. Chia-Yu Chen. Dr. Kieran Kennedy. Thank you, Dr. Zerler. I would now like to welcome Dr. Elaine Walsh to introduce our Doctor of Philosophy in Nursing Science graduates.
We will now recognize our Doctor of Philosophy, Nursing Science graduates. Dr. Brian Burns, dissertation title, Evaluation of a Pediatric Emergency Department Clinical Pathway for Vaso-Occlusive Pain, Evidence, Adherence, and Patient Outcomes. Dr. Brenda Zierler will confer the hood. Dr. Elizabeth Frazier, dissertation titled Biological and Social Factors Influencing Symptoms and Quality of Life in Women and Men with Arterial Fibrillation. Dr. Cynthia Doherty will confer the hood. Dr. Stephen Harmon, dissertation title, The Environmental Impact of Facility-Treated Pediatric Asthma Exacerbation, a Secondary Study. Dr. Jennifer Sani will confer the hood. Dr. Pregmaman Kuntajak, dissertation title, Resilience in Older Adults Following Traumatic Brain Injury, a Convergent Mixed Methods Study. Dr. Hillary Thompson will confer the hood. She will now run across the stage. Dr. Zishen Li, dissertation title, Coping Strategies in Adolescents of Parents with Cancer, an Analysis of Theoretically Informed Influencing Factors. Dr. Fran Lewis will confer the hood. Dr. Sanithia Parker, dissertation title, Integrating an Interdisciplinary Paradigm and Community Voice to Advance Equity in Cancer Prevention and Control. Dr. Wendy Barrington is conferring the hood. Dr. Tatiana Skarkosh, dissertation title, Caregiver Helplessness in CPS-Involved Families, Predictors, Pathways, and Implications for Child Behavioral Outcomes and Out-of-Home Placement. Dr. Monica Oxford will confer the hood. Dr. Sarah Jane Kim McKitty, dissertation title, Co-Designing a Cross-Sector Partnership for Music-Based Memory Loss Programming with People Living with Memory Loss, Care Partners, and Musicians. Dr. Basha Belza will confer the hood. Dr. Lalipat Pianhasin, dissertation title, Exploring Social Support and Cognitive Function in Stroke Survivors. Dr. Isang Bian will confer the hood. Dr. Chishan Tai, Exploring Cognitive Function and Potential Behavioral Interventions for Breast Cancer Survivors. Dr. Carrie Redding will confer the hood. Dr. Chanakarn Waijami, dissertation title, A Pilot Study of Village Health Volunteer Peripheral Artery Disease Screening, VPAD program. Dr. Cynthia Doherty will confer the hood. Need to give her a moment. Dr. Hector Valdivia, dissertation title, Examining the Relationships Between Systemic Inflammatory Biomarkers and Delirium Among Surgical Pediatric Critically Ill Patients. Dr. Hilary Thompson will confer the hood. Dr. Denise Eckerlin, dissertation title, The Impact of Socioecological Environmental Factors on What Older Adults Use for Obtaining Health Information to Care for Individuals Who Have Served in the United States Military. Dr. Jenny Tsai will confer the hood. Dr. Bree Chang, dissertation title, Understanding Self-Concept Function in Women's Substance Use Disorder Treatment, Social Determinants, Clinical Outcomes, and Effects of Mindful Awareness in Body-Oriented Therapy. I will confer the hood. Congratulations to all of our graduates today. I'd like to welcome Dr. Jennifer Sani will make an announcement.
We are nearly there, but unfortunately there was a hiccup with one of our student speakers' speeches. and she wasn't able to deliver one of the pages, and I think we all would like to give her the opportunity to finish her speech, and we will conclude our ceremony. Thank you.
Hi, everybody, I'm back. We're almost done. I don't know what happened, but there was more. We acknowledged AAPI, Hispanic, Latine, and the BIPOC communities. We acknowledged those whose first language is not English, yet they know several degrees, showcasing how knowledgeable they are. And then this is the mystery section. We have first-generation college graduates navigating unfamiliar systems, battling imposter syndrome, carrying the pressure to succeed for their families and communities. People of many religions, including Islamic, Jewish, Christian, Hindu, Buddhist, atheist, pagan, and indigenous spiritualities. We're all gathering together, showing mutual respect and learning from one another. We have students of the LGBTQIA+ community, including trans and non-binary students like myself. Thank you. We've been facing legal and political attacks, social strain in a heteronormative culture, misgendering, and the recent murder of a UW student, Juniper, who is trans. We have veterans and active military members managing PTSD and challenges with funding during federal freezes and shutdowns, students who are parents, students managing chronic health conditions, students of low income, people with limited access to food, students working full-time jobs in addition to their studies, which I find so impressive, and unfortunately you had to do that, but amazing job. And then what we've all witnessed together was the humanitarian crises unfolding, and then you heard the rest of the speech earlier. But I just want to celebrate all of your accomplishments, and again acknowledge that when we are all together, there's nothing we cannot accomplish, and celebrating the beauty that diversity has brought. Again, thank you so much, class of 2026, congratulations.
To all those in attendance this evening, it is my honor to present the 2026 University of Washington School of Nursing graduates. To all of this year's graduates, your hard work, commitment, and advocacy for the profession of nursing stands as an inspiration for us all. As referenced in my opening remarks this evening, you have joined an illustrious community of University of Washington School of Nursing alumni. Your careers may carry you towards opportunities and into spaces you have never imagined. The clinical skills and knowledge which you have gleaned during your time here are only the beginning. I uphold the most confidence that your collective impact will be nothing short of extraordinary in the decades to come. Again, allow me to extend my heartfelt congratulations and welcome you as alumni of the School of Nursing community. This concludes our 2026 University of Washington School of Nursing Convocation ceremony. I would like to kindly request that everyone please stand for the recessional, but out of respect for the graduates today, please wait until all graduates and faculty have made their exits before you depart. And thank you all for joining us for celebrating the class of 2026.